Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we are going to continue the work in the tropical park. Let's jump into it. Hey Rhett, welcome. How are you? Alright, we're in. Let's dive right into it here. So yesterday we built this pool and this kind of raised, kind of sun lounging deck. I'm doing okay, thanks. A nice little setup here. Added a few trees. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep those, because I might replace them with some different, kind of more intense, I shouldn't say intense, but some more intricate. That's the word I'm looking for. Some scenery. Hey Maria, welcome. Your park needs some snow on the ground. It's still summer. Flight sim reference. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that for a minute. So I had originally intended to do flight sim today, and the park looks so different since I first started. It really does. I've changed so much. I don't think anything that was here... Well, no, this hasn't changed, other than just the positioning in the station. This is similar, but we redid this. Just about everything else is different, yeah. It really is, but that's common for a park. Day 47 in-game. In-game, in the park game, I guess. And, you know, when a park evolves, it adds a lot of things, it tears things down, it changes the layout, it expands. Now the land footprint in this game, of course, hasn't changed. We still have the area, but all the terrain configuration changes and all of that stuff. Why did the park rating drop? After the rain. I don't know why, but I guess people get unhappy when it rains. And there's just not a lot of people in the park. Partly because of that. But it should go back up with good weather over time. It tends to go back up. But I did that a little bit late yesterday. Kind of before I ended the stream. I did dive into that a little bit to see kind of what was going on, why the rating was low. It'll come back up over time. I know one thing was the litter. Let me check back up on that. Needs cleaning. Yep. Okay, there we go. What a stupid rating system, just like at my job. See, we've got people taking care of most of it. That was a problem area. There were some other spots where there was just a lot of litter, probably because I had overlooked the placement of trash cans when I redid. That looks a lot better, so it should start going up pretty quick, because the park cleanliness actually has a pretty significant impact, and that makes sense. You can have the best rides in the world, but if your park looks trashy, it's going to affect the quality of the experience that the guests have. So I see the logic behind it. It is a little frustrating. You almost have to micromanage how clean the park is. But it is what it is. So, anyway, going back to Flight Sim, I need to set up my joystick, my flight controller. It's actually all in one piece this time. It's got the throttles built into it. I need to try it out. I need to set up the game. I have it installed, but I haven't set it up. And so I've got to spend a little bit of time just configuring all of that, making sure that it's running properly and is set up the way that I want. And I just did not have time to do that this afternoon after I got home from work, in order to be able to stream partly at my normal time, but also partly this. So I think we're going to do that tomorrow. I had to do laundry, I had to do some other stuff around the house, and then I had to jump on the phone with a friend, talk about some things for something he's got going on, and he kind of wanted my input and some help planning. So if I had spent time getting Flight Sim configured and everything, it would probably been 45 minutes from now by the time I started streaming, and who knows if I would have even gotten to this today. And I had such a great turnout. You all are freaking awesome, because we had such a good... Yesterday was one of the best turnouts I've had. At one point I think we had like 23 or 25 people watching, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot compared to how it was even before I got the new computer built. So about a month ago when I was doing this. Dale, what's going on, man? Park's looking extra fantastic. Your new rig is making the picture, and views throughout the park look so freaking glorious. Oh man, I'm glad to hear that, because I don't notice a big difference in what you all see. Because basically I have two monitors. One has the game, and the other one has my OBS, and just a little kind of snapshot of the broadcast. So I can't tell how it shows up for you all, but yeah, it really does look good on my end, at least. So I'm glad to hear that it's reflected as such for you all. When will I collab? I want to do that. I'm not super keen on the idea of going into other people's parks, but I'd be willing to spend some time. It'd be cool to do something like that on a stream at some point. But I'd love to have some people come in to this park and kind of put a personal touch. Oh, it is smooth, yeah. Definitely getting better frame rates. It visually doesn't look a whole lot different. I was running on Ultra. That was trees, actually. I don't know. Trees might... I don't know if it's just me and it's been so long since, you know, I played before that I don't have it to compare to, but the trees actually look a little bit blockier. But the game does look more vibrant. The water is not as clear, which in a way is a good thing, but at the same time... No, you look at it like this. It just looks a little bit more opaque. Can't right into here dive into the water. No, that's actually deep down into the Twilight Zone. Not the Twilight Zone you all be potentially thinking of. That actually doesn't look bad, but the water rendering, and I think that might be something with AMD cards. NVIDIA has better ray tracing, so if any of the water had to do with ray tracing, that could be part of it. But no, overall, like, it looks more reflective looking at this, like, this view right here The water looks more reflective, and that looks clear, but you don't really see the surface effects of it as much. You do kind of there. It's a little give and a lot of take, I'll say. So this is definitely the better system, but this card is on par with the 5070 Ti. The 5070 Ti might actually be a little better. I would say it's probably better than the standard 5070. But it definitely is a lot smoother. It still stutters a little bit, but I don't think that's the card. I think it's the game itself. So I'm just looking around at everything. I like to do that. Kind of get in chatting with people and just look and see what's going on and kind of evaluate what I want to do. Anyway, back to Flight Sim. So I am going to hold myself to it that I'll do Flight Sim tomorrow. That doesn't mean I won't play this game tomorrow. It's going to depend on what time I get started, and I think I said this last night, most of my flights don't take more than an hour in the air, so the Flight Sim streams very rarely last longer than an hour and a half. So I would say if I get started about this time, or perhaps even a little bit earlier. I had to do laundry, and so that usually pushes back a start a little bit, because I don't like to have to get up and fold laundry in the middle of the stream for this game. I do that. I do that for Flight Sim, just when I'm at cruise altitude, if I have something to get up and do, and just keep my headset on. Because there's nothing going on at cruise. So I have the autopilot set, and you just let the plane fly itself. Now, obviously, when you're coming in, taking off, even in the climb out, it's not a big deal. But descent and obviously landing and stuff like that, you have to be there, and you've got to be more or less hands-on at various points. But when it comes to Planet Coaster, I don't like getting up and taking... What? Did he fall off the slide? That's the first time that's happened with this water slide. What in the world? Manta launched me on a hard surface. This park is dangerous. I'm leaving. Yet, he's still happy. Or content. He's apparently getting a refund, too. So, what this game is telling me is if I have a hard landing on a water slide, I can just get a refund for the day. And that's running totally fine. That's the first instance I've seen of that happen. That's weird. I'm confused as to why that happened. Kind of baffled. Let me just watch a couple of these to see if it happens again. Oh no, Dale, no! Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up. Man, that's like one thing that you never want to hear. Oh my gosh. Stop it, Maria. That's so bad. The rating dropped because of their hurt butts, literally and figuratively, perhaps. I don't know. I found that way funnier than I should have. And it's weird too. I will say I've seen that happen a fair bit on some of the some of the body slides that we had, but on these raft slides, I would not expect that. Especially because there's a bit of a slowdown and then you have a run out. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, Maria, that was too funny. Alright, back to business. So, I do want to finish this pool. We've got people coming over to it. But the prestige is still pretty low. 512, this is 680. Oh, probably because we added all these extra trees. 663 on the laser. There's a good number of people using that. I'm happy about that. Oh! Ha! We should figure out how many butts it takes to drop the rating by 1 star just for statistics. Well, the crowd is still going down, but 3.8, so the rating actually has gone up a 10th since we loaded in today. But yeah, I'm kind of baffled. Let's see. Well, the reputation's only 3. Litter, but we've cleaned most of that up. Overall mood is 5, but this is at 0.9. I don't understand that. Somewhere to sit, not a lot of scenery. This place has great scenery, so it's dependent on where they're at, and I think a considerable amount of that is dependent on the area of the park they're in, because it's kind of sparse through here. It's a little sparse, but not as bad over here. It's bare bones over here. It's a little thin. We could do a little bit to improve that over here, but over here it's fantastic. It's a little thin there. And then it's dependent on over here, because it's empty, but then it's really nicely. So it seems like improving the scenery would help. Let me go back in and check just to make sure that we're not still having... There's a little bit of litter. There's a can right there. We need a can closer over there? I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. Well, the visitor count is going up. There's definitely more people coming in than leaving, which is a good sign. So I would expect this is gonna go up. Maybe some scenery back through here for the train. I do want to work a little bit more on some of this terrain. We'll spend a little time. I really do like the idea of doing like a sheer kind of rock face, kind of canyon over here. So maybe that's something to work on, but I would like to find a way to utilize some of this terrain, but that's too close to the map edge. But this is not. So this is all stuff that we could use in some form or fashion. Waterfall over here, though. That would actually be let's work on that. I want to bring this as vertically forward as we can. But I don't want, like, overhang too much in a portion. Oh, that is good right there. So if we use that as a basis, for kind of building up, see it's pushed, or it's pulled outward a little bit beyond vertical, so we'll have to push that in. That is a good start. Do some work on that. We want to get it relatively even. This is one place where I'm really noticing a significant improvement in performance, is doing this terrain work. Alright, so that's a little too beyond vertical, so let's just... get it as close to vertical as we can without going much. A little beyond is okay. Kind of like that right there. We want to press that in. Of course the waterfall won't be going over that, but all of this area here, that's pretty good. Have to do, because I'm thinking I'd like to try to get this corner fixed up a little bit. Alright, so let's do this. Oh my gosh, that is lightning fast. What is that? The water is going to be right about here. A little bit deeper right there. Let's put the water back. I believe it would be right here. Easiest way to check it should be just below this bridge. Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Alright, come back over to here. And I think we need to pull this a little. Not a lot. See. I'd like to round that a little bit more. Okay. Very good. It's a little bit beyond, but that's okay. Alright. So we're gonna work from the bottom up, rather than the top down. Which... that might sound a little bit counterintuitive. But if you can get the foundation for the bottom of your waterfall, it's easier to build up. So we want to go scenery, special effects, and let's go some water. So we want waterfall bottom 10 meters. You don't want them too far apart. That's not bad. This is a little bit indented. Here's what we can do to fix that. Let's do a little bit of push that back in. I don't mind it being rounded a little. Actually, with a smaller brush. Oh, that's too much. Hey, Shem, welcome. Actually here for your stream tonight. Awesome. Glad to see you. I know I caught you a little bit toward the kind of tail end last night. Alright. So this is going to be a pretty large, this may take a little while. Now we'll go with middle. And actually, if you put that high up, this is why you want to try to get it as close to vertical as possible. See how some of these here, and you want them to overlap a little bit, just so it doesn't look like there are any real big gaps. We're putting them all roughly at the same height. That's a good start. Now, I'm curious, what happens if you put something up here? It just mists over, so you can't put them too far apart vertically. In fact, we might need to add a couple a little lower. A little higher up. If you go way up to here, it just kind of mists away. actually pretty good. Alright, so what we'll do next, save a little time. Whoa, that's actually really cool. So we actually, this is the lowest set. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. And you can tell they're a little bit different heights. So there'll be a little overlap. We can always do. That's really not bad. That came out better than I thought it actually would. We can always play with the terrain. It almost seems like just based on how far the water actually falls for each of these individually, that you could do almost like a tiered, sort of like a cascade rather than just a massive drop off there. I'm not going to try that right now. I think it would make sense to try to lower this maybe a little bit. So we could go a little higher up. Looks awesome. I appreciate it. Glad you like it. Yeah, we can bring that out. Kind of even out some of the gaps here, spacing, because we want to get the top of this relatively flat if we want it to look even throughout. A cave behind the waterfall with fluorescent lights and a pool would look cool. Yeah, it would, but people wouldn't swim in it. Well, I mean, they could if you made access to it, but that might be a good idea to try somewhere else. Excuse me. Let me go back into here. So I need middle again. We put that right on the top like that. That should be spaced. Let me just look at the... Yeah, that's okay. Maybe a tad high. Down here. Ah, middle. looks pretty good to me. So here's what we'll do next. We will actually push this terrain down. We're going to lower it. Some of those trees become... the tops of the trees become a little visible, but we could raise it and do like another... oh. While I'm thinking about it, let me... there's a couple gaps there. Not perfect. I think it's okay. Or, tell you what, we're gonna raise this back up. And we'll do one more kind of level of them, so to speak. That'll allow us to make sure that the trees remain covered. We go. Nice, that looks pretty good. If you look from the top down, you can see there's a little bit of a gap just where some of these are placed because they're a little uneven. Could go through and realign them. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Or the other thing we could do is just modify the terrain a little bit down there. But the thing about that would be is if you hide them, then all of a sudden you're not going to see the water. So that would require a very kind of fine adjustment. Other thing we could do is now build this up. Let's bump that up actually. Let's actually do this here. We're gonna flatten. Bump that. Oh! Little much. let's turn that down. And just run a brush kind of right along the top here. Too far, a little bit there. That's easy to correct with this. Hey, Bromik, what's going on? It's a shame you can't project images into the waterfall. That would be a cool effect. That would be super neat. I've gone a little far. That's good there. Alright, next thing we'll do, we'll come back with this. Can't see no well, a little bit sticking out at the top. Nobody's gonna see that. Nobody would ever really see like where the water would come out, but for realism, let's do a little something like this. Possible to put a bunch of TVs behind the waterfall? You could. You actually could do that. You can get, I think the biggest TV size that you can go with is like 32 meters. I'll look in a minute. Let me finish this up. I'm gonna bump the intensity down. And we're gonna go down on size a little bit. Go even lower and oh no, don't want to bring the edge down. Let's actually bump the intensity up a little bit. Just lurking until bed, need to travel for work tomorrow. Hope you're good. I'm doing okay, appreciate it. Hope you get some good rest and certainly travel safe, man. I appreciate you hanging out for a bit. Water's a little too shallow. That's gonna be tough to figure out. Okay. Let me think here. Let's go with waterfall top. Never considered screens for waterfall effects, but I've got good results from fire ones. Hey, Brooksay, welcome. Raised up the back? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think part of the tricky thing is also... I'm not sure how really that looks, though, with the double top. So we'll have to lower that a little at the edge here. But yeah, I agree to bring the back higher. Almost thinking we might need another. Yeah, let's try to get that gap covered a bit. Alright, clear that water out. Bring the top. If this was a pool, it would be really dangerous. Yeah. What about that? An infinity pool at the very top of this? Swim to the edge and just see over all of that would be absolutely wild. Let's bump that up and kind of reconfigure some of this here. Excuse me. Ah, hiccups. I don't know if you all can hear it. I hope not. It's definitely better. Now we'll come in with a... Just careful not to indent this. A couple spots it could come down a little, but we actually how we would do would be that's actually okay. Can even raise that, kind of level it out. You want it to be. Imagining a restaurant up there with a gorgeous view on the park. A restaurant with a cable car up to it. That would be really cool, but it would be extremely difficult to get people in and out. I don't think people would go for that. People would only get there on helicopters. Oh, no. Reminds me of that giant elevator they had at Magic Mountain. Could do something like that, I don't know. Alright, now we'll turn that up. I don't want to mess with the edge. Yeah, see, that's... there is okay. Alright. Please let me put... I don't think that is going to let us go any higher. It actually could. Tell you what. Oh, it won't let us put water in place. That's why. So let's see. This is the top point. So this all has to be at least that high. So that means we take all of this terrain here. Wow! Don't want anything lowered. We want everything raised. There looks okay. Well, how about a launch coaster and the top hat element crosses the falls? Ooh. That would be really cool. Oh no. That's as high as it's gonna let us go. Let me see how much would it need to come up? A couple feet. So here's what I'm gonna do, use that as a reference. So this piece of terrain, oh look at that. It still lets me click the, oh my gosh. Still lets me click the tree hidden beneath the terrain. That's funny. Or you could use this waterfall for throwing down the pickpocketers and vandals. Ha! In England, there's a town called Matlock Bath in the Peak District, very close to where I'm from, so I went a lot as a kid. It was basically an inland seaside resort, though. That's pretty cool. It's always my inspiration for parks. That sounds really neat, though. Alright, so this we know would be a reference point for elevation. So everything needs to be about that high. So here's what we can do. Make the brush just a little bigger. We don't have far to go. That's a good thing. Alright. Turn that down to 7 feet. 3 might have been a little too small to work with. That's good. All of that looks okay. Definitely a little low there. Really? Let's just slowly and carefully pull the edge a tad bit higher. Might have been a low spot over here. That is better. Jurassic World 3 will have a better waterfall tool. Can't do water over here in Planco. Water over land here in Planco 2. Yeah, that's one thing that is a little frustrating. Is you can't like adjust the land. So for example, with the water right here, you can't adjust that. That is something I wish they would fix. Because with your water here, you can't change anything. Go down to 3 feet. Yeah, you can't even push that. Definitely a little frustrating. Now, here's a little bit of a workaround. There is a method using Taggy's tool. Not familiar with it. Is you can actually put that helps a little bit. That makes it look a little bit like the, Yeah, I know who Taggy is, but I'm not familiar with the tool. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. He's got so much good stuff, though. Yeah, it almost seems like we would take these out and kind of go more with like a middle waterfall piece. Try that. The awesome thing about Matlock's the seaside promenade effect it had was a river running through a huge ravine, and it really felt like you were by the sea when you got to fish and chips on there. Oh, that's cool. Finding workarounds is legit one of my favorite things about Planco 2. It can be really fun and rewarding once you discover something, but it can be frustrating in the meantime. Yeah. That's good enough for now. I don't want to spend a whole ton of time. I've already spent a fair bit of time on it. Night all save me a first class seat for the flight tomorrow, business class if nothing else. I don't have either of those because I fly a plane with 4 seats. So you can fly right seat in the cockpit. don't touch the controls unless I tell you to. That doesn't look bad, though. It's a little linear for my taste. But that is something. I'm happy with how that's come out. Given the possibilities in the game, what you can work with, I'm pleased. See, but look how close that is to the water, and you see it's cut off. We can smooth that. Let's fix that right around the water there. Maria, no you will not. You know what I'll say. Tell everybody what I'll say. Oh, a Toyota with wings. Got it. Ah, it's nicer than a Toyota. It's more like a, not a Rolls Royce. About a Mercedes-Benz with wings. Unless I fly the Cub Crafter's X Cub, that's more like a go-kart with wings. Get off the runway! That's right. Yeah, I was a little bummed out that I didn't get to flight sim today. No big deal. There's always tomorrow. Yeah, let's fix this real quick right here. Kind of do better with this. It'll be such a shame if they fixed that on this. In 24. Well, I'm playing the regular one tomorrow. The one that I have always done. I'm not ready to do 24 yet. That'll come soon. Oh, that's too worse than that. Holding out for landing gear. Oh! Most of the planes that I fly are fixed gear. Good thing about that is you don't ever have to worry about. So, I've mentioned a couple times, I work in the aviation industry in airport management and operations and stuff like that. And I've been at work and seen planes that have their gear collapse. That can happen with fixed gear if you have too hard of a landing or you go down with a flat tire or something like that. But there was one time we had a guy land gear up on the runway. And we didn't know what caused it until the pilot got out of the plane. And he said, I can't believe I forgot to put down my effing landing gear. I try not to swear on stream in case we do get some younger viewers or people that might be sensitive to that type of language. So. I was just baffled when I heard that, though. I don't fly aircraft with retractable gear in the real world, so I can't say from experience, but I don't understand how you forget. You're supposed to do your checklists, and when you get, like a lot of planes these days, I think even older ones generally would, oh no. We just flooded the park. They will have, like, audible warnings. Like a beeper or an annunciator or something that will tell you, put your landing gear down. How do you not... You know, how do you forget to put your gear down when you have those things? And, even if you don't, again, you're supposed to do your checklists, especially when you're getting ready to land. That's one of the most critical times. And I can tell you, all pilots, if they're trained properly, are trained to do what you call your GUMPS checklist when you are on final approach. Getting ready to land. So I really have no sympathy for people that forget to do that. I really don't. Well, it might sound a little bit harsh, but, seriously. Palm tree in the water, palm tree on the tracks, palm tree a little too close to the tracks, another palm tree in the water. So out of all of that, we have 3 trees. And I think we deleted 4 or 5. Kind of silly. Some other stuff up there. Palm trees just invaded the land. Yeah, right? Alright. Well, that looks a bit better. We could do, maybe, if we have room, a little work up top. Yeah, we do. Perfect. Overall, I'm content with how that waterfall came out. It's not perfect. I knew it wasn't gonna be. Sharpen that peak a little bit. Then we have this kind of valley here. I think you could add a couple things over here, but... I don't think there's a whole lot of sense in that. Let's lower that. We could sculpt it, add some more trees or something. Yeah, okay. Alright. Not really many people over here still. If we add a few facilities, that could help. So let's add a building. That's right, we gotta go in here. Okay. That looks okay. And the landing, is that not just like noticing all your pedals missing after hitting 200 miles in your miles per hour in your supercar? No, no, way different. Way different. Believe it or not, a lot of slow planes land like going 45, 50 miles an hour, so that's like 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, I think. One that I fly is probably closer to about 110, 120 at landing. Alright. And we have room for an additional facility over here. I'm thinking we'll branch the path. I like it actually, kind of entering over here. We could do additional shops and stuff, but I want to put something over here for people on this side. So let's do some sort of food and drinks that people would want when you are lounging by a pool. I've got to turn my desk lamp on. It's starting to get a little dark in here. Okay. So I say... Gelato Bros, I think, is very well fitting. That's pretty good. Oh, because it's aligned, added to the building. So yeah, that is good. And then drinks. Gulpy Soda, Latte Love, Pip Shot, Slush Hour.
Frozen Grease.
We have rest. Oh, the changing rooms are off. We'll move those. And then... oh, we can open those. Potentially we add... I'm thinking about rerouting the path a little bit. We'll do the entrance over here, and you can walk and enter. That might be too far for something over here. Oh. Oh, no, yeah, not the speed. Oh. I just meant the fail-safes in aviation for at least commercial aircraft. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the GA ones nowadays do too. But... less so. And the regulations are a little bit different between the two. So if we did... that's pretty well centered. And if we did a path to tie... that's actually pretty good. We'll rework that eventually, but for now this is fine. They are going the wrong way to try to get to the slides. Let's help them out. Shortcut. There we go. I can clear that, and we can add another shop. Or we could add the facilities first. We could do a Pip Shot Juice. Try to get it to line up. Right there is good. And we'll do a second one. Now what should we put over here? We could do sushi, hot dog, pizza pen, Viva la Vegan, chief beef. If they want a more substantive meal, I'm thinking sushi because it's cold and refreshing.
Sushi.
And we'll go in and just add another... oh, come on. Very good. Get these suckers open. Paths I've legit considered as much as my slides and coasters. Yeah. I've planned them out relatively intricately. But I don't put as much effort into them as I do slides and coasters, just by nature of... If the paths are a little wonky, it's not a super big deal. It's not going to hurt the park experience too much, unless it's just a really long walk. But definitely in terms of layout and organization, that is a good thing to put a decent amount of effort into, for sure. Oh. Let's fix a few of these. They were stuck on the trash can. What? Makes 0 sense. It's lined up nice. Let me see here. Let me line a stamp up. Oh. Here is how I think I'm gonna do this. Tie the path. Kinda like this. Around like that. We'll tie that curve. We'll demo these. Demo that. Have it go kind of like that, I suppose. Gives us a little bit more room over here to work with. What is my favorite park? Hold on one second. Are you kidding me? So I had these packages I scheduled for the, for a pickup, and they didn't come get them. Ridiculous. That's so frustrating. But, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, so my favorite park, probably I would say, I love Busch Gardens. It's always been one of my favorites. Hershey Park, I really liked that as a kid. I haven't been in probably 22, 23 years, something like that. Carowinds is my home park. That's a really top tier park, so that's gotta be it. I would say it's between Carowinds and Busch Gardens, but I also don't go to a whole ton of parks. I usually just stick to those that I know. Busch Gardens, Tampa. So we have facilities over here. Got a couple over there. Maybe what we do is relocate. Set that there, move these. Heroines is on my list next year, realistically. Yeah, I hope you get to. That'd be awesome. I don't know why you have this kind of bow-legged curve right here. It doesn't look good. Use the rounding tool to... That's a bit better. I'm okay with that. Alright, so we've got restrooms set up. Now we've got the changing rooms. So let's move those. We'll add some additional facilities over here, perhaps. I guess over here by the pool would be reasonable. That doesn't look too bad. There we go. And those lined up cleanly. Good. We could add a few more trees. Oops. Alright, favorite RMC coaster is currently is Untamed at Holland. I think Iron Gwazi might change that though. What is your favorite coaster? That is a really tough call. I would say it's between Iron Gwazi and Fury 325 at Carowinds. I think I would say I like Fury, I think, a little more. That's a tough call. Here's what I think I'm gonna do with this. Coconut palm is the tallest tree. So I'm going to take my delete tool and we're gonna get rid of these on here. And I'm just going to put one right in the center. Duplicate it. And then I'll take the brush and we'll go with small palms. Oh, are you kidding me? Let's undo those. Because it's actually placing them. Really? That is fair. I would legit love either Fury or Gwazi. They're both really good rides. It's tough to say. I like Fury. Just it's got so much good airtime. And it's a longer ride. Gwazi's a little more intense. It does feel a little short, but what you get in that time is just insane. Fury's a little better paced. It's an intense coaster, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a little bit less extreme than Gwazi. See, he keeps putting these at like pool level. I don't understand why. I might even just get rid of the trees and find something else to put there. Nature scene. It's a little bit small, we can scale it. Much too large. It's gonna be way too large for that center island. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? So we're gonna move that over here. Rotate it a little. That's good. Okay. Duplicate it. Maybe we rotate this one a little bit. Do the same thing over here, because these are all small enough to fit. Liking these pool areas a lot, though. Yeah, oh, building the pools is a lot of fun to me. I actually really enjoy it. Man, look at that. That's heavily forested. Oh, man. Look at that prestige. That skyrocketed. Wow. I didn't expect it to be near that high. I thought it was going to be closer on par with these, but it's secluded. But the thing is, there's really nothing over here. We could add a few trees along the back. I think this is going to get pretty popular, though, once, I gotta get some more people coming in the park. I'm surprised the park rating still isn't, moving up. Oh, she's okay. Alright, now, you know what we could do, actually, is delete the center here. And we'd have a little bit bigger platform to put a larger piece of scenery. But, you know what? That might be kind of difficult. The other thing we could do, and this might be pretty difficult, is delete these trees. Let's get creative here. And I'm actually going to get up, step away real quick. We should get people coming in. I need to do a couple things. I'm going to zoom back in on that sign. So give me a couple minutes. I got to grab those packages that they didn't pick up and bring them inside. I'm mad about that. Like, really aggravating. And just step away real quick. So give me a couple minutes, we'll be back. Alright, we're back. Sorry for the delay. Took a couple minutes to take care of those couple things that I needed to, but we're back and ready to go. Pool-based prestige, yes. Creative reevaluating. What I think I'm going to try, and I don't know how this is going to work. Yes, it will. Bingo. So now we have this little rock arch. And we'll smooth that out a little bit here. It's just a little bit crooked, because of the way the stamp's kind of laid out. But now you've got this cool little arch. Oh, there we go. Alright, now we'll do... Whoops. Some rock. And we could do a scenery brush with some tropical rocks. Where are those? Small. Here we go. We could even paint a little bit of grass on top of the kind of the flatter portion of the rock. I want to go with only about 10%. That's good enough. Just gonna brush down. By just kind of scribbling it in, we kind of shade it with just a little bit of vegetation. Kind of like that. Maybe we stick 2 trees up at the top. I'm not thinking real big palms. Maybe something small to medium. So let's clear that and let's go with nature region. There we go. So that's a large coconut palm. Medium, that's still too large. Small could work. There we go. Not too bad, I suppose. We could rotate that just a little. Make it a little more vertical. Nice little centerpiece there. We could even, if we go with the very smallest palms, align the surface, don't worry about paths. Nah, never mind. I think one there is fine. Maybe we'll move these rocks up a little so it doesn't look like they're gonna fall into the pool. Got a couple really large boulders. I think that looks really good. Now the other thing we could do, I think it's gonna be... Oh! Whoa! If we want to do... Let's go into special effects. Now park rating's starting to go back up. Good. 10-meter. Too wide. Could do 5-meter. 10 meters actually okay. And we can same thing there maybe. And then what we'll do is actually I'm okay with it kind of being hidden in the rock there. Well, the only thing about it now, yeah, that one's too recessed. Well, the decast. What's going on? Just came across this on my recommendations, and my god, this is so beautiful, man. Keep up the great work. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I try. It's definitely a challenge. It's a work in progress, but I really appreciate that. The other thing would be what happens if we rotated it outward and then brought it back into the rock a little bit, just barely sticking out. Now it'll be accessible if we need to grab it for some reason. Looks good enough. Well, hopefully we'll get some more people over here using those chairs. They are a little bit out of the way. Now we've got 2 really good pools and then just a whole ton of empty stuff. Well, we get the lazy river, which looks pretty decent. Alright, there's that. This always has a pretty decent crowd. Not a lot of people riding. Almost no one actually over here on this ride. Despite the reputation. Such a loud coaster too. I mean, you can hear it all over the place. Okay. So what else might we want to consider? Definitely should throw some water slides here in the center. Maybe we relocate that, bring that around, but there's room for something over here. But I'm not certain. We got that nice and set up. And the good thing about having this at the corner is we leave the center space open for additional things. Some more slides. But we are a little boxed in with this. If we didn't have this coaster here, we'd have more room to work with. Gotta show you my current park. PS5 player here, but I'm not nearly as detailed with the buildings. Coasters are my specialty. Oh, hey, that's totally fair. Everybody has strengths. I'm not the best coaster builder. I mean, I'd like to think I'm pretty decent. I'm not the best building creator, but I can work wonders with scenery. When it comes to like terrain and landscaping and stuff like that. I'm really thinking we should try to spruce this up somehow. Alright, they're going up to content, that's good. They'll be content tomorrow. I do want to rework some of this over here. I'd like to make that waterfall a little thicker if I could. I don't want to mess with it too much though. Maybe try to make a more natural looking, kind of more irregular. Would be cool to add something out through here. Let's shut that down and we'll rebuild it and see if we can do something to get that. Oh, no, you know what? Let's keep it open. We can just add stuff to make the prestige a little better. Yeah, we have room to bump that up with some scenery. I'm not sure how that got obscured. Gotta log out for the night. Nice chatting. Have a great stream. Looking forward to the finished version. Thanks so much. This is almost like, it feels like a perpetual work in progress. But I'm getting it closer to the way that I want it. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. And yeah, have a great evening. We'll catch you around. Fix the rest of this. That all is good. Yeah, not sure how that got obscured there. Probably one of the easiest ways to just add a ton of trees. We could also go with some rocks. That should help. Give it a run or two, and that prestige should jump a little bit. Hopefully that'll be enough to push us over. So high throughout all that. Haha, there we go. That did it. Now it's a classic. Now we get a plus 20% to appeal, as opposed to the minus 20 that we were getting before. That did it. Alright, let's see what else. Still a bit of litter. But it honestly shouldn't be as bad as it was. Let's check and see if we have any trouble areas. There's a bit around the pool. Alright. So what we'll do, oh, you know what, because people buying food. They probably need some benches to sit at. So let's actually go in and... Got a couple trash cans, maybe. Jimpers, how are ya? Give them a bench right there to sit and eat, and then we could actually even set a couple picnic tables right over there. The path is wide enough. Set another one. Not that there. See, I wish we had some wooden. Let me see what other themes. Picnic tables. Could always do just a regular planet coaster. They have this mythology one. Oh, that's a wooden one. That's actually perfect. Add a couple like that, maybe? Kind of similar thing over here. Not like that. Now we definitely want resort. Let's see if we can. There's a few tables, and we can add a few benches. That is Western. That's a little too rustic. Yeah. Is there another real-life coaster you'd like to see me try out? Can be water steel, just no inverts. I suck at those. No, you don't. You did a good job. Trying to think which one might be one to think of that could be a good. Oh, the inverted coaster model. Oh, okay. I love inverts. B&M inverts are my favorites. Not my favorite, but they consistently, like all of them that I get on, I enjoy them. Do I feel really bold and devilish and maybe make you build a Vekoma SLC? Would never. How about, you can tell me if this wouldn't work for you. What about Steel Taipan? That could be a really interesting one. I want to redo this area. This coaster may end up going away. I don't know. I can't get the rollover. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough. I feel like this park could use a good, like, B&M invert. We have this as an inverted coaster, but it's an impulse. I don't think we're going to get many people up in these chairs up top here. So we might do away with that. I don't know. If it gets crowded enough that people want to... There we go, get those people unstuck. Now this pool is getting popular, though. That's a good thing. This one still has a good crowd. Don't think you'd be able to do Steel Taipan. Mark has too many elements. I don't know how to build, sadly. I get that. That makes sense. How many chairs do I have over here? 5, 10, 15. Can do 15 more over here, perhaps. How much space do I need? Oh, they're almost right next to each other. You did really well with the arrow. Not really sure I want to suggest another arrow looper. do I have any other suggestions? I'm thinking. Oh, you like building the arrows? I could suggest another one. Okay. How about Loch Ness Monster? So, fun fact, Loch Ness Monster was actually the first coaster with more than one inversion that I ever went on. Pretty happy with how that all came out. Said you do the next one, but the interlocking loops would be literally impossible. You think so? They're definitely, I mean, that is definitely a challenge. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. It was actually not difficult to do interlocking loops, because, I mean, everything was built off a grid. I can see that being a lot more difficult in this game. What about, how would you feel about a 4D coaster, like X2, Edge and Ika? Ooh, Track and Fire, that could be a fun one. That'd be interesting. I want another Busch Gardens coaster. If I asked for a Busch Gardens Williamsburg, I might suggest try your hand at Apollo's Chariot. Or maybe, either that or Griffin. Griffin actually be a really neat one. A 100% Apollo's Chariot? Yeah, that one's not tough. Trying to think, what else would I want to do here? Don't really have room for an invert unless I did something back out over this way. this over here. Kind of look and see. Got room for something back here. I might at some point try to redo the hyper. It's really not in a great spot because I'd love to be able to expand the water park area a bit. Could tie that together for something else. This would all be land that we could use for the water park. Although, the only thing is you'd miss out on this. So, perhaps what we could do is just reorient the coaster to go that way? I don't know, that'd be really tough actually. Without screwing that up. This kind of turn right here. Now you could have it run out this way and come back. I might consider that. Coaster really doesn't have a lot of ridership. 670 people rode it yesterday. 710. Yeah, it's just a lot of people not really getting on these. That one had a good number. That one had very few people. $76. 685. It's true that the crowd was thinner. That was like the most popular one in the park. Try to get some more people on some of these here. Yeah, I'm thinking if we could use this footprint for something, that would be kind of nice. Kind of, it used to be you walked into the park. I mean, you've got that hyper back there, but there should be something predominant, like in front of the park, I think, to get people excited and draw people to it. We'd redo this a little bit. Maybe build a path along the water. computer is running well, though. Definitely do something with this plot of land. Maybe we flatten that. Although I'd like the idea of the gorge. Or not really not the gorge, but the kind of cliffs and stuff. Probably redo. I do want to focus on adding some pirate-themed attractions. I mean, we got these two coasters here, which is good, but there's really nothing else in this area. Could be neat to add something compact over here. Park rating's going back up. We're up to 4.6. That's good. How many people are buying this from here? 34 guests today. Of course, the day's a little less than halfway over. 32, so that's close. I almost feel like we should have that probably over here near the pools, though. I mean, I've seen a few people in this pool with inflatables. It doesn't really look like there are any right now. Oh, you know, one thing I want to add back is the diving pool. I'll have to find a place for that. Let's see. Probably gonna end the stream in the next... maybe the next half hour, but we'll see. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do back here, though. do some a little bit of terrain work. Maybe kind of set the uh-oh. Might have been from like the old monorail or something. Yeah, so let's look at this area back here. Alright. I think what we'll do is actually... we'll just demo all of these trees up here. We'll leave the rocks in place. I like those. A little bit wider tunnel. And we can narrow that in. Oh, a little much. can fine tune a little bit of that if we want. Question would be, what do we want back in this area? I feel like we build that up and leave this for some additional development, perhaps. Wouldn't really make sense to get people to walk back here because they'd have to go all the way around all of this. Footbridge next to the waterfall actually could be pretty sweet. We tied that in over here. But there's just nothing over here that's worth them getting to, at least right now. This might go away because of these right here. We have a lot of room for expansion. It would just require us to move a lot of stuff, which is kind of the challenge. I'm just looking around, seeing what I could get an idea for. My terrain right here ended up kind of indenting into the... don't want to do that. Oh, that's a rock! Oh. So is that. That's why. There we go. Thinking if we give people a reason to come out here, and then it would kind of make sense to tie these areas together with a footpath of some sort. But they'd have to have a lot of stuff in between. That's the tough part. Alright, so I've hit the 3-hour mark. I'm probably going to go ahead and call it an evening. I've got a couple things I want to do before I head to bed. Yeah. I should fix that terrain. Let me do that real quick, because that just doesn't look good. Ball to fix up some of the indented. Turn the brush size down, that'll help. Flatten some of that out there. That's definitely a bit better. Could use a little finesse. It's a bit better there. And we're getting crowds of people coming in. Mark ratings right back up to where it was. And, that needs a little work there. I think one thing is I just have so much water it really limits the ability to build and expand. I keep having to redo it. Like over here we could bring this back and bring this out. The land over here out a little bit. Kind of cut this in, have the water flow that way. Yeah. Got a lot I'd like to do in this park. Alright, I do think I'm gonna go ahead and call it an evening here. And we'll be back on. Definitely gonna be doing some flight sim tomorrow. I'll still probably end up playing this game for a bit. It'll be later in the evening, I think, but I don't know, I might just end up doing a flight sim and pick back up with this on Thursday, but we'll see. I haven't fully decided. I want to think of some ideas with this park too, and I do plan on doing a new one at some point soon, so I'll think about that. We might actually start a new park. I might feel like I'm getting a little bit stagnant with this. Almost a little burnt out. There's not a whole lot more that I can really do without changing a ton of stuff, but this will definitely be something to keep and keep working on. But I think that's going to do it here for me tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. I had a ton of support before I was out, and again coming back last night and tonight. Really appreciate that. Really looking forward to doing some cool stuff here now that I've got my new system up and running. Gonna have the ability to do some more stuff, more time. So definitely tune in tomorrow evening if you're interested in Flight Sim. If not, but you still want to come hang out, that's great. If not either of that, then that's fine too. We'll do Planet Coaster perhaps tomorrow evening. Or definitely be picking back up Thursday if I don't do it tomorrow. So, but nice view now that I'm loading up this place with trees all over. It's turning into a more scenic park. Definitely some scenery work to be done in the very front and back through here. Fireworks and speakers will probably get relocated, but we'll deal with that another time. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it here. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. And as always, until then, take care. Stay safe. We'll see ya.